Look closely. Do you know this symbol? Of course, it's the symbol of the US dollar, the most used currency in the world. What do we see? An S crossed with two lines, or one in a simplified version. Before we get into the details of the symbol, let's look at the origin of the word dollar. You have to go to Bohemia in the early 16th century, and specifically to the town of St. Joachimsthal in the St. Joachimsthal Valley or Thal. Today it's called Hachimov and is in the Czech Republic. It was an area rich in silver mines, and it was here that coins of 25,825 grams of silver, known as Joachimsthaler, were made. Gradually, the Joachimsthaler was simplified to thaler, and coins resembling the Joachimsthaler were also called thalers. At that time, Spain was the world's leading economic power. King Charles I of Spain was also Emperor Charles V. Charles I of Spain and V of Germany ruled not only Castile and Aragon in Spain, but also Flanders, Burgundy, the French Comte, the Holy Roman Empire. Also, Czechia of the thalers, Austria, the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies, and the territories of the New World in full conquest. In his prime, the king had his own coin minted. The reales, meaning royalties, and specifically the real de a ocho. This coin de a ocho equated to 8 silver reales. Let's examine this silver coin, real de a ocho. There are two crowned columns, representing the Pillars of Hercules, which in antiquity symbolized the cliffs of the Strait of Gibraltar, the passage from the Mediterranean to the unknown Atlantic. Each column is surrounded by a banner, known as a phylacteria. The one on the left reads plus, and the one on the right ultra, beyond, to show that the Spaniards had been able to cross these columns and conquer the New World. In the center are two planispheres. They represent the Old and New Worlds topped by a crown. The de a ocho coin, whose silver weight is approximately that of the thaler, was the currency used throughout the Spanish territory in America, from Tierra del Fuego to Texas, Colorado, and California. It became the basis for international transactions between the Spanish viceregal empire and the European colonies of North America. In particular, the English and Dutch colonies of New Amsterdam, which used the thaler, which became daler in Dutch. As the real de a ocho gained traction, it became known simply as the Spanish dollar, and thus became the Spanish dollar. This Spanish dollar served as the model for the US dollar in the Congress of the Confederation of the United States of America in 1789. This is the origin of the word dollar. Let's return to the dollar sign. The famous S crossed out by two vertical bars and which over time was simplified with a single bar. According to a theory, this symbol comes from the two letters US for United States. These letters would have overlapped. The crossbar would have disappeared, the verticals would have remained, and to simplify, one of these two bars would have disappeared. But the dollar sign with a bar was used even before the creation of the United States. So it's a false trail. It's also said that it originated from the symbol of the Spanish or Mexican pesos. The S would have been superimposed on the P until only the vertical bar of the P remained. This explanation is somewhat bizarre. The accepted theory states that these remaining two lines were the Pillars of Hercules from the Spanish Real de a Ocho. The S would simply be the phylacteries surrounding the columns.